The first time the doorbell camera flickered to life at 3:07 a.m., I brushed it off. Probably a wiring glitch, maybe a passing car, or even a moth brushing against the lens. Nothing serious. But then it happened again. And again. Always at the same time, always with that strange static crawling across the screen, like a face trying to push through, only to dissolve before it could fully appear. I sat in the living room, locked on the feed, while my wife slept upstairs, or at least I believe she did. To quiet my unease, I forwarded the clip to customer support. A meaningless act, really. A way to convince myself that the world still operated under reason. When the phone rang back, the illusion shattered. "Sir," the man whispered, his breathing uneven, almost panicked. "Take your family and get out. I'm sending emergency services to your location now." The line cut off. Suddenly, silence wasn't silence anymore. It pressed against the walls of my home, heavy and suffocating. At first, I thought it was about the camera, a tech glitch, a ghost story for logical minds. But his warning stayed with me. Take your family and leave. So I went upstairs. The bed was empty, her phone gone, the faint hum of the garage door rising in the distance. That's when I noticed her laptop, still open on the desk. A video call frozen mid-frame. Not emails. Not surveillance footage. A man's laugh hung in the air, paused in time. Then her voice followed, soft, intimate. A softness she hadn't shown me in years. The static hadn't been random at all. It had been fragments leaking into my feed, pieces of something private. Something I wasn't meant to see. Infidelity doesn't crash in like thunder. It seeps in slowly, like water slipping through cracks until the ground beneath you is hollow and rotten. I closed the laptop, sat alone in the dark. My son asleep down the hall. My wife gone, out there with someone else. The agent's words echoed again. Leave now. But I didn't. Not yet. Instead, I chose silence. The role of a husband who noticed nothing. On the outside, I was calm. But inside, I sharpened myself. Phone records recovered. Deleted texts unearthed. Cloud folders unlocked. Dates, times, hotel receipts, all carefully cataloged. A map of betrayal so precise it could have been mistaken for devotion. But it wasn't love. It was erasure. Her eyes still met mine at breakfast. Her lips still brushed my cheek before work. But now I measured every gesture with scientific detachment, cataloging decay. I tested her. A street name casually dropped, one she shouldn't recognize. A glance at my watch when she slipped in late. Each time, a tiny flinch, barely visible, but enough for me. Proof written in her reactions. And always, the static returned at 3:07. The house mocking me. Not random. A reminder. A clock striking only for me. The final confirmation came inside a manila envelope, slid across a polished desk. DNA results. Photographs. Receipts. Her face beside his. Her hand resting on his chest. Her body in a bed that wasn't ours. I waited until evening. Dinner set. Wine poured. She came home smiling, humming, arms full of groceries, like nothing in the world had shifted. I placed the envelope on the table. Said nothing. Her smile collapsed. Fingers clenched on the bags until plastic tore. Shock, fear, desperation twisted across her face. "Please, it's not what you think," she whispered. But it was. And worse. I lifted the glass to my lips, steady, unshaken. My silence louder than any accusation. She broke. Tears streamed. Words spilled, tangled, desperate, begging for forgiveness. I let her drown in them. Then I slid my phone across the table. The open message thread stared back at her. The one I had sent earlier to his wife. Her face drained of color. The groceries tumbled to the floor. "I told her everything," I said calmly. "Every date. Every hotel. Every detail." Her mouth opened, but nothing came. "That static you thought was hidden." I leaned back. It wasn't hidden from me. The silence that followed was surgical, cold, final. Her tears weren't for me anymore. They were for herself. I didn't stay to watch the collapse. I left her there, shattered among broken eggs, spilled groceries, and a manila envelope bleeding truth across the table. I checked on my son. Peaceful. Innocent. Unaware. The static didn't return that night or the next. Because I finally understood. It hadn't been a glitch. It had been a warning. A signal of what lived inside my own house. And once I had seen it, there was no unseeing.
I didn't need to.
Some ghosts don't linger to haunt you. They simply reveal who the real haunting presence was all along.